Hey, this is Moa Smokes, and it's finally time to talk about Starline. So for those of you that are wondering, Starline is a blonde leaf brand from Darkside. So if you have been in the shisha scene for a while, you've heard of Darkside. Darkside is the most popular Russian dark leaf out there, and this is their blonde leaf. So obviously not everybody can tolerate dark leaf. You know, the nicotine's usually a little bit higher. This is lower nicotine, but it doesn't sacrifice the flavor potency of Darkside. Like they've mastered flavor potency. I feel like Russian brands in general have master flavor potency. Like the flavors are super potent when you try Russian flavors. This is the first blonde that has that potent of a flavor. Like there have been other blondes that are potent, but this is like potent. So if you like potent flavors, but you don't want to go super high on nicotine, Starline might be for you. Now, what I have in front of me right now is the original 10 flavors that dropped from Starline. These dropped somewhere in the middle of 2025. I never got around to doing an overview video for them, and I didn't know if the demand was there. And then finally kind of realized that a lot of people were asking for it. They're like, hey, what do I get from Starline? Hey, what do I get from Starline? So I figured I would do an overview video. You guys have probably heard me talk about my favorite 3 or my top 5 from Starline, because there are flavors here that I absolutely love, and we'll talk about those when we get to them. But what I have in front of me right now is the 10. Technically, we have 11 because there's this flavor right here called Meringue Roulade that I haven't tried yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack this flavor with you so that way you can see how I pack Starline. And then I'm gonna try it for the first time, and I'll actually tell you what I'm experiencing and what the flavor tastes like. And hopefully it's hitting by the time we get to the M's. So what you're gonna see next is me packing a bowl. If you don't wanna sit around and watch me pack a bowl, that's completely fine. You go down in the chapters in the description, you can skip ahead to the first flavor I'm gonna talk about, which is apple juice. So I either see you while I'm packing, or I'll see you while I'm talking about apple juice.
All right, so this is something I do that you absolutely don't have to do. But the way I do it when I open up my containers is I take the bag out and then I use the lid to push all of the shisha and all of the juice to the bottom of the bag. You do not have to do this, but it makes everything so much easier. So from here, I'm just gonna rip the top off the bag. Don't worry if it's uneven. Sometimes I prefer it to be uneven, honestly, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull apart the bag gently, and then we're gonna flip it upside down and put it into the container. And then we're just gonna gently kind of like massage the flavor out. And it should all just drop pretty clean. You have a few pieces that stick, that's fine. Just use the lid again, push the rest of it out. And then what I like to do is then fold the bag in half. You'll see me do that here shortly. Folding the bag in half, putting it over the container, on the container, and then taking the lid and kind of like sticking the lid on, pushing my hand down and pulling the bag out at the same time. That gets like 99% of it out of there. And then any parts that you have left, you can just kind of, open the bag back up. And then notice how I said it's uneven and it's okay. Well, that's the part that's open. And I'm just going to use my tool now to just push the rest of it into the container. And that's really it. It's pretty simple. And then from there, what I'm going to want to do, or I guess what you're going to want to do, is get rid of that bag. You don't need that anymore. But mix up the tobacco really well. So you want to make sure there's even distribution of the molasses across the tobacco. Now I'm just going to grab a bowl. This is actually the D Classic bowl from Darkside. This is a Egyptian style / traditional style / classic style bowl. And then I'm going to take the tobacco and I'm just going to gently drop it into the bowl, and keeping it as fluffy as possible. I just want to fill the bowl up with fluffy shisha. That's all I want to do. And that's all you're going to want to do with Starline. So notice I'm like kind of just arranging it so that it fills the gaps. And I'm not pushing down at any point. Then you just clear a hole in the middle. After you do that, make sure that it's not over the rim, because when you put your HMD or your heat management device on top, you want to make sure that it doesn't push the pack down. So it looks like this right now. I'm going to grab my HMD in a second, and I'll actually show you what this looks like. So here's my HMD. Push it on top. The pack doesn't change. We're good to go. We can put coals on.
All right, so the first flavor we're gonna talk about is apple juice. So apple juice, before I do that, before I tell you what it tastes like, I'm a big believer of, I really hope this smokes like it smells. So I like to smell the flavor before I ever try it. And the second I opened this container and smelled it, it smelled like Welch's apple juice, or I guess Martinelli's apple juice. So it's a really strong apple juice smell, but also this literally tastes like you're smoking Martinelli's. So I know some of you out there are traumatized by the word apple and shisha because double apple actually doesn't taste anything like even a single apple, but this actually tastes like a nice blend of like red and green apples, but as a juice. So think Martinelli's, there's no anise, there's no licorice, this literally tastes like apple juice. So that's apple juice. Next up, we have Belgian Waffle. Belgian Waffle is actually, it goes back and forth with strawberry Millefeuille, but those are like my top two from Starline. To me, Belgian Waffle tastes like a cinnamony, creamy Belgian waffle. Like you open this up, you smell it. It just smells like, I don't know, cinnamon toast crunch, Mary churros, and then we're like drowned in cream. Like it's such a phenomenal flavor. And for those of you that have tried Belgian Waffle, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Not like the food, I'm talking about the flavor. There's a reason this flavor is constantly sold out. So if you see Belgian Waffle and this sounds like a flavor profile that interests you, grab Belgian Waffle, you won't regret it. Next up, we have Bluberry Crumble. Bluberry Crumble is actually my top 5 for Starline. I'll actually give you my top 5 at the end of this video, but Bluberry Crumble is definitely in my top 5. Blueberry Crumble tastes like a blueberry crumble pie. So you smell it, you get that rich blueberry scent, but then you also get like a little bit of the graham cracker cinnamony crust, and it actually smokes just like that. So if you're a fan of dessert flavors, Blueberry Crumble is definitely right up your alley. You can smoke this solo, you can mix it with other flavors like, I don't know, buttercream or strawberry Millefeuille, or we'll talk about some of these other ones, but literally these dessert flavors, you can kind of just mix together and they all taste phenomenal. So you can come up with some pretty cool mixes. But yeah, that's Blueberry Crumble. Speaking of buttercream, buttercream tastes like the cream filling inside like of a cream puff. So it's not like a straight up vanilla flavor, it's really that cream flavor. This is gonna be really good if you like to make a lot of mixes with dessert flavors, and it lends itself to a lot of flavors. So I like to mix this with Belgian Waffle and strawberry Millefeuille. I actually have a reel that I put up, I think it was my Christmas mix from 2025. I used those 3 flavors and it was a phenomenal mix. I highly recommend you check that out. But buttercream is one of those ones where if you're making a dessert mix, you're gonna wanna use buttercream. Next up is lemon fizz. I really like citrus flavors. And lemon fizz is one of those flavors that when I got 2 right away. This is actually my 3rd or 4th container of lemon fizz. Keep in mind, I'm not really like a heavy blonde leaf smoker. So the fact that I'm using these as much as I am speaks to how good that they really are. I like to mix them with dark leaf, and you can do that. The nice thing about Starline is like they're kind of heat resilient. So you mix it with dark leaf, it's not really a problem. Like it doesn't burn out faster than the dark leaf. You get even flavor throughout. I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I guess I'm using the time for lemon fizz to say this. But point is, lemon fizz tastes like fresh lemon, not like the actual fruit lemon, like a fresh, clean candy lemon. Think of it that way. And it's a really, really solid lemon flavor. It's one of my favorite lemon flavors out there. This is also in my top 5. Like I said, I'll tell you the top 5 at the end of this video, but lemon fizz is really, really good. If you like citrus flavors, check out lemon fizz. The next flavor that we have is Mango-Carambola. I hope I'm saying that right. This, like, zoom in, can you see this? It says Mango-Carambola. And Mango-Carambola rounds out my top 5, and it is phenomenal. It is one of the best mango flavors that you will taste in blonde leaf. And carambola is, I think, starfruit. So it's like a mango starfruit, but the flavor that you get the most in this is mango. And when you smell it, man, I wish I was smoking this right now, actually. This mango is phenomenal. If you like mango flavors, check out Mango-Carambola. It's not like a tart mango. It's not like a sour mango. It's like a nice, rich, sweet mango, and it's not overly sweet. The starfruit balances out really well. This is one that goes really well in tropical mixes. You can smoke it solo if you really just like mango starfruit because it's a tropical mix in and of itself, but it lends itself really, really well to other flavors. I actually use it with Summer Fizz a lot, and we'll talk about Summer Fizz in a second. All right, I hope this is ready. This is the Meringue Roulade that I packed at the beginning of this. So it looks like this. I hope I'm saying it right. Zoom in so you can see how it's spelled. It's called Meringue Roulade. And the description for it when I looked this up was a raspberry pistachio meringue roll. And let's see what it actually smokes like. All right, so in the inhale, you get the sweetness from the raspberry and you get a little bit of the meringue. It's not heavy on the meringue, but on that exhale, you get pistachio. And it's nice because it's not just straight up pistachio, it's pistachio with a little bit of raspberry cutting the taste of the pistachio. So it's almost like when you start exhaling, it's pistachio, but by the time you're done exhaling, you're tasting that sweetness from the raspberry. So this is another really good dessert flavor from Starline. And it's really nice solo because it's 3 flavors in one already. But I can see how I could mix this with like maybe some buttercream to make it a little bit creamier and really get like more of that nice, sweet, creamy dessert. This is actually a really good flavor. So I'm just gonna put this over here. I guess I'll put this over here and let me just take a couple more puffs before I go to the next one. Yeah, I feel like this with buttercream and a little bit of supernova would be incredible. I'm gonna have to try that. Okay, the next flavor we're gonna talk about is mint lozenge. So for those of you that are mint lovers, this might be the mint for you. This is a nice clean mint. It's more like a spearmint, I guess if I had to pick a mint that it would be, but this is a really good spearmint. If you like mint flavors, this is a good mint flavor. There's not really much more to say. You get the mint, you get the menthol, you get the cooling, you get all of that. And that's mint lozenge. The next flavor is strawberry millefeuille. And if you don't know what strawberry millefeuille is, it's that French pastry. There's a picture of it right here. It looks like this. This is what a strawberry millefeuille looks like. And the flavor actually tastes like a strawberry millefeuille. When you open this up and smell it, it's like a nice, sweet, jam-like strawberry with like that creamy puff pastry flavor that's almost from buttercream, but you also get like the pastry like crust flavor. Crust flavor is probably not the best way to explain this, but you know what I'm talking about, like the thin pastry, like I don't know, like that dough, like you get that strawberry cream dough. And like I said, it's a sweeter flavor, but this and Belgian Waffle go back and forth as my number 1 from Starline. So highly recommend strawberry millefeuille. The next flavor we're gonna talk about is Summer Fizz. Summer Fizz, I don't wanna say it tastes like Fanta, but like it's an orange soda flavor that tastes more like Miranda. So if those of you that are like Middle Eastern or those of you that are from South America, I don't know if they have Miranda in the United States, honestly, but Miranda is like orange soda that's like more sweet. Summer Fizz, you open it up, you smell it, it smells like almost like an orange tangerine soda. And it's interesting because Darkside has a flavor called Orange Barbie, which tastes like orange juice. This tastes like orange soda. So if you're an orange soda lover, you're gonna like Summer Fizz. And like I said, I like to mix it with Mango-Carambola, and it comes out to like a really nice like orange, tangerine, mango, starfruit mix. So 2 flavors that you need to mix, and it comes out to a phenomenal mix and super easy to mix. Last but definitely not least is Tropical Smoothie. Tropical Smoothie tastes like lychee raspberry. So if you think of going to a spot, like I'm old, but like Orange Julius, like the smoothie shops, I guess Tropical Smoothie is the name of a cafe. So yeah, if you've been to Tropical Smoothie and you ordered a smoothie and you said, hey, I want lychee raspberry, kind of tastes like that. So you get the nice sweetness from the lychee, you get almost like a tanginess from the raspberry, but this flavor is solid. So those are the 11 flavors from Starline. And if you want more overview videos like this, I know Darkside has other lines like Darkside Experience, Darkside Shake. Let me know in the comments. If you guys vote for it, I'll do an overview video for it. I'm gonna take a couple more puffs of this, but hopefully this was helpful and hopefully it helps you make a decision. All the links to it are in the description. I have a link that links you directly to the 5-star landing page for it. It might be available at your local shop. Like I got these from Sagara. Sagara is a shop in Fairfax, Virginia, close to where I live. They have all these flavors in stock. And if these sound interesting to you, pick them up and let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm just gonna take a couple more puffs and I'll see you guys next time.